Yo guys, fully heck, thanks for watching my Magic Heroes 7 video. Today I'll just be talking about the game and my early impressions of it. Now for those who don't know, my Magic Heroes 7 is a turn-based strategy game. It mixes the strategy, RPG and a little bit of management genres in it. I bought the collector's edition, so I'll quickly show you what is in the edition. Now first off, we've got the game. And then we've got the additional in-game content, which is an exclusive hero, Soul Mirror, and one scenario map. I also got a 96-page art book, The Art of My Magic Heroes 7. Then there's the My Magic Heroes 7 soundtrack, some tarot cards, which I'm yet to know how to play, 2 cool looking lithographs, and of course the main item, which is the figurine of Ivan, the main protagonist of the game. The height is around 26 centimeters. It comes with an interchangeable helmet, which I've yet to use. So that's the complete set for the collector's edition. Pretty cool, eh? I'm a fan of the Heroes of Might and Magic series. My favorite was Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Really didn't play a lot of 4, 5 or 6, even though I've got the games. And when 7 was announced, I just pretty much jumped into it because I wanted to get back in. So with that said, I come with a bit of prior experience from Heroes 3, but that's pretty much about it. I haven't been following the story much, but the game takes place some 200 years after the events of Shades of Darkness, which is the standalone expansion to My Magic Heroes 6. The Holy Empress Mav Falcon and her children have been assassinated, and 10 years after this assassination, the story follows Ivan Griffin, who is the Duke of Griffin. Ivan Griffin is in the pursuit of the crown as well after the dissolution of the Falcon Empire, and to do so he must band with his allies.
A griffin never kneels to the wills of lesser men.
Well, you can't really disagree to that, can ya? Now it's time to start our epic campaign to win back the Empire. So we're at the main menu, and now we're going to look at campaigns first, and there's 6 campaigns that you can choose on before you can pick the main Ivan campaign, and that coincides with the 6 factions. So there's Jorgen, there's Lacia, Kente, a free woman, Tanis, Wizardry, Ivan, the campaign's locked into you, obviously complete the others, the Knowledge of Sin, and an unknown named Muzarel. So we'll talk more about those later, and I'll do more vids about the factions that are available as well. Next one is multiplayer, so you can pick to play multiplayer against other people. There's single player as well, where you create certain conditions for winning and pick certain maps and a certain amount of players that you want to play as well. Then you have duel versus AI, and that's the same thing. You pick the faction and the player where you attack or defend. I haven't tried this as yet, but it looks very simple indeed. You can pick your hero and your factions that you want. It's of course good to try these different modes out, because then you get to learn the factions and the strengths and weaknesses of the armies and the creatures. There's also an extras menu, and here you can look at certain different things. First, Heropedia, you look at the heroes that are available. There, I'm just going through a few here. And then there's also units or creatures that are in the game. Just different laws about them in the stories, strengths, and stats for the creatures as well. There's also a lore section as well, where you can find the history or the lore behind certain factions. In the options button, you can pick from certain things such as texture quality, video quality, sound, gameplay, key bindings, which is standard in most of the games. There are 6 factions that you can play as in the game. I'm sure there'll be more to come. The 6 factions are Haven, Academy, Necropolis, Stronghold, Sylvan, and Dungeon. I'm going to start the campaign off with Muzarel, as she is the counselor, and she's retelling the story around the table about the heroics of the past. And this focus will be on the Haven faction. The Haven factions consists of knights and priests of the Holy Empire that worship Elrath, which is the dragon god of light. I guess it's always good to start off with a faction that is about righteousness. So in this campaign you'll be leading Thomas as he clears out the Falcon Road, which is riddled with mercenaries, creatures and monsters. Obviously there's a bigger political aim in this campaign. So the basic gameplay of the Heroes series is this. You walk your hero around the map to complete your main campaign objectives. There are also quests that you can pick up along the way that will give you rewards and bonuses. There are resources that are scattered around the map that you can pick up, such as ore and gold. There are also neutral enemy camps that are lying around. You can choose to fight them or have them on your team. The campaign map is turn-based, so once you finish your turn, you end your turn and then your opponent will have their turn. And combat is also turn-based. A major aspect of the Hero series is the ability to manage a town, which will enable you to recruit more units, learn skills and spells, and gain more resources as well. It's a cool and a key element in the Hero series, and I'll talk more about that in my later videos. You can see I'm in the character inventory. Here you can see that I've got a few men already in my army, crossbowmen and sentinels. I have Thomas, which is my main hero champion, and he's also got skills, and it shows you the attack damage, the defense. The champion also has experience, so you gain, as you gain experience, you level up, get more skills to put in your skill points. Playing the Haven faction, they have the innate trait of righteousness, which gives them increased morale. The Haven is also strong on defense. It's great and obviously important to read up and learn about what rewards and bonuses these skills provide. Definitely one of the cooler aspects of the Hero series, which is the ability to put the skill point to whatever you want to develop the character and to customize the character. In the game, you see that you get certain messages from the commentator as well as the quests, and these quests, once you complete them, you will get gold for them, or there's obviously key quests that you need to do to continue on with the campaign story. Obviously, the more quests you clear, the better, because then you have a chance to get resources to build your army up, or to level up or upgrade your fortress. But aside from that, to also get more experience as you fight, and to pick up cool items as well. In my Magic Heroes VII, as with the other games, you're able to move around the map, but you have limited movement steps. So you're only able to move a certain amount of time within a day. You see the sundial icon at the bottom right. Once all your movement is used up, you press that button and it goes to the next day. So once you press that sundial, it's someone else's turn to move, whether it be the AI or another player if you play multiplayer. There are items, resources, as well as creatures scattered all over the map. So picking on them or putting your mouse over them will show you several different things. You can pick up resources while you're on a map. You can fight a neutral army, or if they want to, they can offer to join your army. Normally, once I see this, I'll accept straight away, because why would you not want to build your army and make it stronger? So I would normally accept that challenge. But I mean, you can attack them, and if you do, that means you fight them and you will gain resources or experience if you fight them. But you run the risk of losing your own units. You see all the icons on the bottom right as well. There'll be inventory or skill points or spells. You can actually pick and use spells while you're on the campaign map if the spell lets you. So some spells are only during combat, and some spells you can use while you're on the campaign map. You will see where the sundial is. It says day 2, week 1, week of deadly calm, a week where nothing happens. Once you finish the 7 days and a new week comes in, the new week might bring different things, such as all units get increased attack damage or something like that. So here you see that I've chosen to fight a neutral army. They've got 3 different types of units, but I actually have more units in quantity than them, so this should be an easy fight. Okay, so here we go. Now, once you start the fight, you're able to actually move your units in certain formations. It might be good to move a unit, a ranged unit behind melee units or something like that, just for better formations. So that it's harder for the enemy to reach you even. You see the main bar on the bottom, it shows the order or sequence of the person attacking. It's got the harpies as well as my champion units, because basically it is in the order of who is attacking next. This may be due to the unit's traits, such as their agility or their movement speed, but later on, as your champion hero levels up or gains particular items, or when they have spells and they cast it on the unit, it gains more movement speed or quicker movement speed, then the order will change a little bit. Your hero champion can also participate in a battle, whether casting a spell or do an attack, but my hero has yet to learn a spell, so he'll cast an attack right now. You see positioning is very important as well. Melee units need to be closer to the other enemy units to attack them, while range obviously can keep far away. As you can see here, my crossbowman is able to attack the harpies a couple of times before they finally reach him to attack him. In Heroes, it's about how many units you have as well as their health. So you'll see that there is a number on each unit, and that is how many units in that group. So there's 18 of the sentinels, 4 of the harpies there, 11 of the crossbowmen, 2 of the other harpies. Every time the units deal damage, if it goes past that unit's health, 1 unit dies. Once that unit tally goes down to 0, that unit group dies. Later on in the game, there'll be gigantic units, you know, the ultimate unit for a certain faction, and that unit would have a lot of HP, but you will not be able to obviously recruit a lot of them because it costs a lot of resources to do. I've just won the battle now, and I've gained some XP in doing so, but I've lost a couple of men. Including that neutral army, I gained access to more gold as well as certain places. Here I've got crystal, going to a crystal warding, and it gives me +1 for spirit. Alright, let's skip ahead a little bit into the next section of the campaign. Here we learn that bandits have been taken over the Falcon Road, and we need to repair a bridge. And in order to repair a bridge, it costs 8 wood for or 500 gold. And so we need to get those resources in order to rebuild the bridge. Whoops, not enough resources, which means we have to go fight more enemies and find the resources we're missing, which is mainly wood here. Okay, so we shall go and try and find the resources. I see an armor smith and I'm heading there. While we're at the armor smith, we also learn of a tragedy. We learned that a group of lowly farmers have had their daughters taken from them by the bandits, and so we've gained another quest. You definitely want to accept quests, because by completing them you get resources as well as bonus rewards. This can be anything from gold to items to permanent skills and boosts to your traits. Okay, so here we go. We've got another quest. Visiting the armor smith also gave us +1 to permanent defense, which is a good reward as that. Next we go to the arcane shrine, and you see that you can learn 2 spells there, heal and storm arrows. Now that we've learned these spells, it goes into our spell book and we can use them against enemies in combat. It's pretty cool. I always look forward to learning new spells. The spells can turn the tide and make a significant difference in battle. Here I'm going to move straight to a neutral army, but instead of using to start combat, I'll choose quick combat. Let's see what that does. So when you do quick combat, it auto resolves the combat to see who would win, and looks like I've won and gained XP. You can close this or choose to play it manually. Okay, so now that I've won that battle, I've actually leveled up, and now I've gained an extra skill point which I can add into one of the skill paths that I want to do. Now righteousness is a trait of the Haven faction. By having righteousness, the Haven units have impressive morale, and that obviously becomes a massive asset. The more morale units have, the more chances they are of being able to attack twice in a turn. You notice that I'm saving this game before I learn the skill point. I always do that sometimes, but just in case I pick the wrong skill point. It's a funny thing I do, but I do that. The game also has an autosave function, so every time you end your turn, it also autosaves. Okay, so back to learning my skill. I'm looking at either United We Stand, Coordinated Effort, or Sisters of Mercy. It says Sisters of Mercy heals my friendly units each turn, so I'll just pick that and see how that goes. Okay, so I don't have enough movement left for this turn, so I end my turn, and now it's a new week. And it's a week of toughness, so 20% health extra to all creatures. Now let's pick a fight with this neutral army. They look pretty tough actually. Again, not having a lot of units means formations and the positions that I can switch them around is limited for now, but later on when I have a full range of units it'll be much better. These guys look quite strong. So the order of attack, there's the melee unit who is quite quick actually, and these dogs that are throwing the axes at us, or it looks like axes, they are the gnolls. As you can see, being a range unit and having the early attack is really beneficial for them. I've already lost 1 unit to them. Now that I have my newfound spells, I'm going to look to use one of them and see what it would do. So the storm arrows here. The storm arrows increases the attack of a ranged unit by 6 for 3 turns. So I'm going to use this and cast it on my crossbowmen who are my ranged units. And there we have it. The storm arrows are good on these guys. Let's see what happens. It's now for my sentinel to move. Let's see what I do. So I'm moving him in front of the crossbowmen for now because I obviously can't reach their unit yet. Okay, so now it's round 2 and the Brit, which is the Malay unit, looks like he's taunting us. You wait and see, Mr. Brit. You wait and see. There are times when the perspective changes when a unit attacks another unit as well. So but I think that's because they've done maximum damage or critical damage. So not sure what spells I can cast here, so I'd rather just attack the Brit before he has a chance to attack my units. It's also good to attack the unit from behind. It gives you a higher chance of effectiveness. The damage modifier increases. Definitely true also for the ranged units, which is our crossbowmen. And with that kill and our hero's traits, which is increase in morale to our units, the crossbowmen get an extra turn to attack. It's also important to note that when ranged units attack an enemy that is far away, their effectiveness decreases. So when the crossbowman was targeting the gnolls, the arrow icon is breaking, which shows that there is less effectiveness in the attack. Okay, so time to go for another spell, and I'm going to use heal on the crossbowmen because they took some damage. They didn't really take that much damage, so that probably was a waste of a spell. Rightio, I'm just going to increase the speed of this video just to get through this combat quickly. There are so many things to learn and talk about in the Heroes Magic world. Just in combat alone, there's different ways that damage is dealt and received with different damage modifiers. It's quite a lot to learn, but definitely worth it to Google the internet and the forums and search around and ask questions to learn more. Alright, smashed him. Victory is ours. Now that we've got victory, we've got more experience, as you can see. Let's see what other bonuses we receive for this.
The bandits were no match for Thomas and his trained troops. The farmers offered to provide the wood he needed to repair the bridge. But Thomas refused, ordering them to rebuild their homes and rekindle their hearths.
Rightio, Thomas, what are you thinking? Looks like we still gotta go and look for the wood because Thomas just refused it. So the bonus reward for completing that quest was a +2 to leadership. It's a great quality to have because by having higher leadership, it means your units have higher morale. Having higher morale means there's a higher chance that your units will have an extra move during their turn. So having played about half an hour of the game, I think it's okay, it's decent, it's not too bad. Gameplay, it's just like all the other Heroes games in the series, nothing new and innovative as yet, but I'll wait to see. The graphics are pretty nice. The music and sound effects are okay. Not too groundbreaking, but okay. I am excited. I'm excited to see how this campaign pans out, as well as playing the other factions and see what the differences are and what the qualities of each factions are. Should you buy it? I say yes if you're a fan of the genre or if you're a fan of fantasy in itself. If not, then I'd say wait, watch more videos and then see for yourself if you like it. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, but make sure you tune in more regularly. I'm going to be making a lot more vids for Heroes 7. I'm going to be looking at some important aspects such as town building and management of the town and the resources. And I'm going to look at all the factions as well. Bye!